Y'all. It's been a day. It has been a day. I saw two suppliers today. Bruh, come on, you got to help me out today. It's been so long. Yeah, okay, we got money orders for some deals that we got to make. We went sourcing. I did my cleaning photo listing, shipping. Dude, what else did we do? I went grocery shopping with the wife, got all the groceries and stuff. Dude, it has been a day. I done shot this video like 6 times and I've hated it every single time. But we're here, we're back, we appreciate y'all. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Isaiah, I'm a 6-figure shoe seller, and my wife and I, we decided to create this series in order to document our journey as we ascend a ladder towards financial freedom. We like to call this our financial freedom breakdown, where every single week we talk about our business and expenses and try to let y'all know what our plans are for the following week. So, as you guys know, we got to do our typical, hey, is Isaiah capping or is he not? Now, what do I do if one of these days I just stop doing this? And then, what if everybody's just going to think I'm capping from that point forward about my numbers?
The cap.
But, let me make sure we're looking good. All right. So, here we go. Make sure this is recording. It is. So last week from the 18th to the 24th, we did just under $3,800 in sales. We sold 169 items with an ASP of $22.39, up 7% over last week. We're working our ASP back up. I think this week specifically, not that week, but this week, we're hovering around like $28, $29, which is really good. We're slowly we're moving through a lot of that stuff for $4, $5, $6, $7. That stuff has been dragging down the ASP a good bit. So now that we're moving through a bunch of that, or we've already moved through a bunch of that, the ASP is starting to pick back up. But right now it's still being pulled down by those items, which is fine with me. As you guys know, our goal every single week is to do $1,628 in net sales or cash flow, which is basically the amount that eBay pays us. And last week we did $1,986.78. Which is good for us. You know, we're moving in the right direction. We are getting ready to clear stage 2. We're like 1/5 of the way through stage 2. And what that is, if you do not know, stage 1 was us trying to get to the point where we could pay all of our bills using our business. Stage 2 is us getting to the point where we could save a month of expenses. And then after that, we'll start knocking out our high interest debts. Once those are all gone, we will transition into trying to build a larger emergency fund so that by the time I turn 25, we can start investing seriously, which would be in like 7 months, 8 months, 7 months.
7 months.
Something like that.
Something like that. 7.
All right, so we're going to run through this real quick, and then I got a couple questions to ask you guys. Our cash flow average was $11.76. Which means, what that means for actual profit is going to be we're profiting around, if my math is right, $8.30 or so per pair on average, and that's including pairs that are being sold for $4, $5. Now, those pairs don't actually give us $8 profit. Those give us like $1 profit, or, you know, it gives us just our money back. And then the pairs that we're selling for 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, those are giving us those higher profit numbers. We needed to sell 138 pairs, and we ended up selling 169, which is pretty good. But there's a problem with this, guys. We're selling around 24 pairs per day. And if you look at the previous week, it was around 21 pairs a day. Week before that was also 21 pairs a day. And, I'm sorry, the week before that one was 27 pairs a day. So with us selling so many pairs but only listing 15 items a day, it's a bit of a liability because our store is shrinking by 60, 70, 80 items every single week, which isn't ideal, but maybe if we just let it happen, all of the weaker items would be gone. We'll be left with a smaller store with only great items, and maybe as a result of that, we're still able to hit our sales numbers. We just won't have as big of a store as we do currently. So we'll see how that works. I don't necessarily know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just going to let it continue to play out and continue listing our hit listing goal consistently. We worked about 71 hours last week, and if we take our hours worked divided by our cash flow divided by our hours worked, then that gives us an efficiency metric of about $27.86, which is a little too low for me. I wanted to get that up to around $35 or so, $40 per hour, so that we can just make this a little bit more worth it per hour that we're working. So we either need to work fewer hours or just do more with every hour that we are putting in. You want to hop in the mix, Zai? You good? You good? And we saved around like $126. We tested out new sourcing options last week, which was really good. We went to the flea market. We went to some consignment stores, as well as trying out a bunch of other places like distribution centers and things like that in order to see if we can get higher quality shoes. But we put $136 in savings, which was good for us. And hopefully as we get further and further into the year and further into this challenge, we'll be able to save $200 a week, $300 a week, $500 a week, $1,000 a week. And then that would allow us to, hit our goals faster and faster and faster. So I have something really simple and easy for you guys. Like, what do you guys do with your money? Like, you guys, make money doing whatever you do. Maybe you're on eBay like we are. Maybe you have a full-time job. Who knows, like, what you guys do. But, like, what do you do with your money? Do you guys just save a significant portion of your money? What kind of habits have you guys built in order to get closer to your goals of financial freedom or, your goals of being able to take vacations or spend more time with your family, retire early, whatever that is, or retire when you want to retire, or when you're supposed to. What kind of moves are you guys making in order to be? We just sold a pair of Rockies.
Making money moves. Woo, woo.
So what kind of moves are you guys making in order to be in the positions that you want to be in? How long did it take for you guys, to get to where y'all want to be? I really am inspired by people who are really young and are able to, and I know I'm young too, by the way. I was talking to my mom about this today. Like, hey, I know I'm a young guy, but sometimes I act as if I'm like 35 or 55 or 75 or something like that. But like, I don't know. I'm so interested in seeing, like, what did you guys do with your money when you were my age? Like, what were really, really good things for you guys coming up or habits that you built that were really valuable to you? I remember Tech explaining how he taught his son to always save 50% of his money. And that's really interesting to me. So every time, and I have my little brother doing the same thing, by the way. So every time you get money, you want to save 50% of it. And then you can only spend the other 50%. And so that every time you spend your money, you always have that same amount in savings, which is really brilliant. And if more of us had that habit, it'd be so much easier for us to hit, our financial goals, have emergency funds, so on and so forth. So like, what other little habits or strategies did you guys come up with, or that you guys had, like, learned about as kids or learned about as adults that are really useful for you? Because, what's up? You want to say something?
I kind of wonder if they're doing the challenge with us.
So, I don't know. I don't think anyone's doing it, but I think they just watch us, maybe. Yeah, but like, I think it's so cool, For me, when it comes to the financial habits that I was taught, I don't know. Like, I was kind of, I don't know. I feel like I messed up my money, guys. Let me tell y'all a story real quick. I know that this has nothing to do with the video or whatever, and y'all probably don't even care at all. But let me tell you a story.
For the 3 people that do care.
Yeah. So I was working at Pizza Hut from 16 to around 19 or so. And when I was at Pizza,
age or year, 16 years old, or
both technically.
For sure.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But when I was 16, I was working at Pizza, making a little bit of money. I remember putting like $600 in my savings account. So I had $600, right? And I was on top of the world. I was rocking and rolling. And then my mom took my best friend and I on a trip to Georgia. And I had $653 in my bank account. And that trip to Georgia, I ended up dropping like $100, $200 or so on my best friend. And from that point forward, I was broke. Like, I never had money again, guys. I never was able to get back to $650 in my bank account. Because at that point, I was like, oh, I got money. We're just going to go spend it on stuff. I never saved money past that point. Now, ever since I got into the eBay mix, I've been able to save a bit more money. But like nothing like super crazy. We were able to do a savings challenge to get to $10,000 with Tech 2 years ago or something like that. Yeah. But like we haven't. I don't know. I haven't. Like, I feel like I'm still that guy who's trying to get that $654 back, Like, that number has shifted and changed since, that period of time. But, like, my version of $654, I still feel like I'm trying to get that. So, and maybe that's getting back to $10,000 in savings, and then maybe 15, 20, 25,000. But I don't know. I want to like look back on our lives in 6 months, 8 months, 10 months and go, man, things are very, very different. Like back then we had $500 and now we have 12,000. Like that's so beautiful. But I don't know. So I just want to know, like, what kind of financial habits did you guys build? You know, what things did you learn growing up, and what kind of things did you instill in the people around you so that they cannot go through some of the things you had to go through as you were growing up? So, greatly appreciate you guys. Hope to provide us some value to you. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.